Our first device is anti-gravity projector. Anti-gravity projectors, also known as artificial gravity disks, are level 4 or level 5 technology, depending on the model, invented by the Galvans. Anti-gravity projectors are small, UFO-shaped devices that project a field of artificial gravity. They were made for the polymorphs to use when traveling to other worlds' planets. Anti-gravity projectors are small and UFO-shaped, with the underside shaped like a spinning top. In Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, the anti-gravity projector is a shiny metal gray, including the dome of the UFO. The tip is a neon yellow, separated by a black outline. A circle separating the dome from the beginning of the underside is black and yellow striped. In Omniverse, they are white with a slight green hue. The bottom tip, as well as a dome on the top, are a shiny lime green. A black line separates the UFO from the tip, tracing out a circle. When used by Goop, the Omnitrix covers the dome, creating a flatter top. Viscosia's gravity is lighter compared to Earth, so if a polymorph were to deactivate the anti-gravity projector while on other planets, such as Earth, they would collapse into a puddle and be unable to move. The anti-gravity projector floats above their head, allowing them to hold their shape and move around. The anti-gravity projector's effect will wear off if it gets too far away from the user, or if it gets hit hard enough. There is also a button on the top of it which can be used to deactivate it. Anti-gravity projectors can be used by other species, and for other purposes, as shown in Deep. Goop has an anti-gravity projector, so he does not get affected by strong gravity. The Omnitrix Ultimatrix will create another projector if the current one is lost. In Omniverse, his anti-gravity projector has been redesigned, and the Omnitrix symbol is on the top of it. Goop gave his anti-gravity projector to save Piscis and its inhabitants from destruction. Humungupsar has an anti-gravity projector, almost identical to Goop's. The only difference between it and Goop's current version is that Humungupsar's is white and does not have the Biomanitrix symbol on it. Our next device is the AI ring. The AI ring is a golden ring with a blue digital analog clock. In Speed of Sound, Helen used her AI ring to unjam the door connecting to the front cabin of the Sony train. Gwen later used the ring to cut Lord Decibel's connection from the Sony train. The AI ring has a laser function that can cut through steel. Our next device is the ARC project, short for Archival Recombinant Codex, was a project that appeared in the Ben 10 Omniverse episode Animo Crackers. As stated by future Dr. Animo, the ARC project contains numerous DNA samples from all of the animals of the world in the event of a cataclysmic mass extinction. Future Dr. Animo intended to use the ARC project to create an army of mutated creatures. Future Dr. Animo went back to the past to get the ARC project with the help of his past self. They managed to corner the Sec group using their mutated creatures. However, Ben and his team arrived and foiled their plan. The present Dr. Animo's mutant frog accidentally knocked down the truck containing the ARC project. At this point, future Dr. Animo realized why the ARC project doesn't exist in the future, due to the actions of his present self's monster. However, the present Dr. Animo managed to get the last of the ARC project containers, which contained poodle DNA, to which he is elated, but his future self is not. They both get into a brief fight and are eventually knocked out by Gutrot. He Ark Project is an allusion to the biblical story of Noah's Ark, in which he collects 2 of every animal to save Earth's species from the Great Flood. The ARC project is similar to the Unitrix and later the Omnitrix, as both were made, among other things, to protect sentient species in the event of their extinction. Our next device is Absorption Band. The Absorption Bands resemble slightly thick and flexible metallic gray bandages. They were seen wrapped around a large piece of tatanite. The absorption bands are able to wrap itself around Kevin's arm to force him to absorb a piece of matter. After coating his body in the material, Kevin will grow more of the material on his body. In Kevin's big score, Kevin bargained with Volcanus to get the HoloViewer. Volcanus then forced him to kneel when the device wrapped itself around Kevin's arm and made him continuously produce tatanite. Volcanus intended to have his pickaxe aliens mine Kevin for tatanite indefinitely, as payback for everything he had done to him. After Volcanus was defeated by Ben as Big Chill, Kevin was freed from his condition by Gwen. Our next device is Annihilarrgh. The Annihilarrgh is a DNA combination gun created by Dr. Animo. The Annihilarrgh is a small orange metal pistol with gray accents. Inspired by the Omnitrix, Dr. Animo created the Annihilarrgh so he could mix human and animal DNA. In The Beast, inside at State University, he tested it out on Lester, turning him into a hyena. He planned to use it on Max, but heat blast melted the weapon, causing it to explode and transform Dr. Animo into a hybrid of various animals. In Can I Keep It?, Animo threatened to use the Annihilarrgh on Ben. However, he was forced to retreat once the Omnitrix timed back in, and Wildvine disarmed him. The Annihilarrgh is able to mix the DNA of a human with that of several animals at the same time. According to Dr. Animo, the animator unleashes the inner beast of people. Our next device is Annihilarrgh. The Annihilarrgh Genesis Storia Thimiorgo Stit, or simply the Annihilarrgh, was an omnipotently powerful and cataclysmic device used by the Contumelia. The Annihilarrgh looks like a purple hexagonal box with a red button inside it. Maltruant's Annihilarrgh is a darker gray color with red circuit patterns covering the casing. Instead of the inside having a button, the corrupted Annihilarrgh has a much different interior, appearing as a hexagonal interior with 6 circles exposing red circuits inside, whilst also sporting miniature screws on each face. The head on the interior has a flat surface and is colored red with circuits, much like the exposed red insides, with a red core and a dark silver faceplate. On top of the faceplate appears a small red button. When the Annihilarrgh is activated upon detonation, it will either create or destroy an entire universe. If the Annihilarrgh is activated in a timeless place where no universe exists yet, then it will create an entire new universe. But if there is already a universe there, then the Annihilarrgh will instead wipe all of that universe out. Besides creating a universe, the Annihilarrgh can also indirectly create a time stream from which timelines diverge. 2 Annihilarrghs have the same effect as one. The Omnitrix's self-preservation failsafe is powerful enough to allow the wielder to transform into other aliens, such as feedback, to contain the Annihilarrgh's universal energy blast and redirect it. Celestial sapiens like Alien X are apparently immune to the universe-destroying effects of the Annihilarrgh. A celestial sapien can also reverse the universal destruction if the personalities agree to do it. It was originally believed that the Annihilarrgh was used by the Contumelia as they traveled across the multiverse, and if the Contumelia did not like a particular universe, they would use the Annihilarrgh to reduce it all to nothingness. However, that was not true. The Annihilarrgh was intended to create universes as experiments. It is unknown if it has been used as weapon by the Contumelia. As commonly believed in childhood tales. At some point in time it was believed that the Contumelia died off, but their vessel still flew across the multiverse labyrinth as it passed into legends along with its weapon of judgment. The Annihilarrgh first appeared in So Long and Thanks for All the Smoothies, where a Contumelia vessel materialized in the universe and appeared above Earth. Argett was sent aboard the ship by Milius to obtain the Annihilarrgh, while the Vriedel brothers sought it for themselves. Later in the episode, the Annihilarrgh was accidentally activated when Burrs, Rock, the Incursians, and the Vriedel brothers were fighting to obtain it. It destroyed the entire universe. But Ben recreated it as Alien X. With the Annihilarrgh activated, it was rendered useless. Following the recreation of the universe, Ben wore his white hoodie more often and wasn't able to perfectly replicate the flavor of the grape smoothie from Mr. Smoothies. This implies that he didn't create an exact copy of the universe, which was later confirmed in Universe Versus. Tennyson, everyone present, other than Ben, believed that the Annihilarrgh was defective, unknowing that the universe was even destroyed in the first place, as Rhomboid went over and crushed the Annihilarrgh underfoot, destroying it completely. In Mud is Thicker Than Water, it was revealed that Blukich and Unica fixed the Annihilarrgh and that it was being kept at Plumber headquarters with a fake being used as bait. In Collect This, Ben offers a detailed replica of the Annihilarrgh to Collectimus in exchange for the Earth, who refuses it. In The End of an Arrow, Subdora, Exoskull, and Maltruant travel to Len 10,000's timeline and steal the Annihilarrgh, which Maltruant combines with energy from the Dwarf Star before fleeing on a Time Beast carriage. In A New Dawn, Ben chases after Maltruant all the way to the beginning of the universe, who strives to replace the current one with one in his image by switching the Annihilarrgh about to be used for the experiment being conducted by the Contumelia. That would result in the current universe being replaced with a different one, threatening to rewrite all of its history across the branching time stream, Taking advantage of the Omnitrix failsafe that will keep Ben alive in the event of life-threatening conditions, Ben was able to neutralize and destroy the modified Annihilarrgh and replace it with the original, creating the universe as intended. So that's it for today's video. If this video gets 5,000 likes, the next part will be released. Thanks for watching.